Andy Warhol lived from 1928 to 1987, and he was an American artist and a prominent figure in the pop art movement of the 1960s. Born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Warhol began his career as an advertising illustrator before becoming one of the most influential artists in his generation. Welcome to Culture in Short, where you will learn a little about everything. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. In his work, Warhol used mass production techniques and popular themes of American culture, such as trademarks, Hollywood icons, soup cans, and celebrity portraits, to challenge traditional ideas of originality, value, and authenticity in art. In addition to his artistic work, Warhol was also an influential filmmaker, writer, and television producer, and is remembered as one of the most important figures in popular culture of the 20th century. His legacy remains a significant influence on contemporary art and popular culture today. Warhol was a provocative and outrageous artist, not at all concerned with hiding his interest in money. His genius lay in his ability to break artistic stereotypes, apply advertising communication criteria to art, and reveal the hypocrisy of the field of the arts. In this video, I invite you to take a tour of the author's most emblematic works that marked a before and after in the history of so-called contemporary art. Campbell's Soup Can series. That was one of the first controversies that Andy Warhol aroused with this provocative work. From the individual reproduction of the soup to the creation of the series, Warhol ironically faces the reality of the consumer society and the artistic community that does not want to face it. This object of consumption, a non-poetic industrialized food, became a topic of discussion on the cultural scene. But Warhol's daring was not only in the chosen subject. So was the mode of representation and the technique used, a reproduction of serial images based on screen printing. Marilyn Monroe series. Warhol begins a series of portraits of Marilyn Monroe applying the silkscreen technique, in which the following are printed from an original image. The more times the image is played, the more it becomes blurred or warped. Thus, Warhol reveals the great hypocrisy of the world of Hollywood. Marilyn was an icon destroyed through the repeated exposure of her beauty as a supposed unique value. Self-portrait. Warhol spent many years of his life obsessed with making money, and this led him to try to impose himself in the art world by applying the rules of advertising and deliberately ignoring the rules of conventional art. Thus, Warhol treated himself as a pop culture icon through a series of self-portraits as pictured. However, the author applied different self-portrait concepts and techniques throughout his life. Race riot. After the racial confrontations of the year 1963, Warhol intervenes in a series of provocative images where he denounces the hypocrisy of a nation that claims to defend equality, but continues to show signs of racial discrimination. To do this, Warhol reproduces a photograph of the events and intervenes with the colors blue, red and white, typical of the American flag. The gesture would be frontal. If American culture is represented by soup and by Marilyn, so is discrimination. These have only been some of the great works of Andy Warhol in his life. With these and his other works, Warhol highlighted the omnipresence of mass culture and the cultural industry, and made the most of it to catapult himself socially and economically. Thus, while his work constituted a great ironic discourse on social inconsistencies, he himself deliberately became a pop icon. Now, what do you think of this artist? Do you like his works or simply did not know about him? Thank you very much for watching this video, and remember to subscribe for videos of Culture in Short.